But I am very, very, very passionate about educating women. And why? Because women have gotten the short chain from my industry for as long as I know, historically. But yet women live longer, we run more businesses, we spend most of the money in the households because we run the family, and we need to understand money. And what I find a lot of women do is we hide behind our fears and we say, oh, I'm too busy to do that, or I could never understand that, or that's over my head, or whatever it is. And the problem is then maybe the husband's gone, okay, or the father's gone, and then you're like, well, shoot, well, now what do I do? And so I am really committed, and this is my life's work. It's part of my business, but it's also my life's work, to go out there and break down the barriers so women feel comfortable taking charge of their money. Now, why food? Well, everybody likes food, right? I've always been an amateur chef. I like kitchen, I love cooking, always kind of want to go cooking school. But what I find is that there's lots of analogies. When I'm talking today about tax-deferred opportunities and I'm making hummus, you may not remember the connection, but next time you eat hummus, you're going, oh my God, she talked about that, how to maximize that. So the point is you're gonna remember some of it. Why? Because I'm not boring. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not boring. Our client, Diane, came into the office, leaned forward and said, can I afford to retire? We laughed a little, and then we sat her down and we talked about what those basic needs were. That's going to be your food, your lodging, your transportation, your utilities, and some basic insurance premiums. Diane wanted to add some non-negotiables like healthcare, Medicare, Medigap policies, long-term care. That was part of her strategy, and honestly, it should be part of yours as well. She had to know what all those expenses were going to cost, how much income she needed, before she could add the fun stuff that retirement was supposed to be about. Let's look back at our soup and our broth.
If some of you think it's clever to transfer assets to your children to qualify for Medicaid, so Medicaid would pay for your nursing home, let me dissuade you from that. Medicaid is a state and federal government funded program, and the federal and state governments have figured out that people do this, and they've instituted a look-back provision. And that look-back provision is going to say that for 5 years, whatever you've transferred to someone else in order to qualify for Medicaid has to be counted towards paying for your care. So the bottom line is, if you've given money to someone else like your kids, you better hope they didn't spend it.
Melinda Gates says, a woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman.
And as I've told you multiple times, most of what we talk about in my world can be really dull and boring. I mean, sometimes I'm talking about, I'm like, okay, this is boring to me, all right? So food and finance allows me to literally to spice it up. If you have a financial advisor, then you've certainly heard of risk tolerance. Advisors will couch the question as something resembling, do you lose sleep when your portfolio value drops 10 to 20%? Risk tolerance tries to quantify how comfortable investors are with uncertainty in their financial strategies. The most obvious part of the uncertainty is in the stock market, but your financial plan should also address the risk of maybe early death or disability, just to name a few.
Here is our board. As you can see, there's lots of ingredients on this plate, but none of them are organized. It's very difficult to kind of see. There's stuff buried under here. And so if you look at it from the surface, you really don't know what you have, what ingredients you have, whether you have the food you want or whether maybe you need to add more of something. And it's the same way with some estate plans. We have clients come into our office and they have accumulated many assets, income producing assets. They have investment accounts, they have risk strategies through insurance companies, and everything is there, but it's all kind of chaotic and a mess. And it's very difficult to understand what it is they want to accomplish with their estate plan. And it makes it very hard for people to come in after they are gone and know what it is they wanted to do with everything that they owned.
Long-term care planning prioritizes having different care options available to meet your changing needs. For example, my father was able to choose home care over skilled nursing, while my mother-in-law thrived in assisted living. If you don't choose to plan, someone else will choose for you.
You can use one product for different needs. So for example, you've heard us mention insurance before, and when you have cash value insurance, you can accumulate money for college financing, and it's very much more efficient than a 529. So that would be just one example of many. For you individually, you talk with your advisor about what would be the most cost-effective way for you to save for college.
And over that time, I've come to realize that sound financial management and cooking really do have a lot in common. Both require good recipes, quality ingredients, flexibility, and patience.
A year ago, I stood basically where I'm standing now and accepted the same award. I spent my few minutes talking about helping women find their voice and to stop apologizing for using it. It's time for us ladies to take the reins of our financial destiny. Join me on this journey to financial empowerment. Together we can break down those barriers and build a brighter future for women everywhere. Check out our website, foodandfinancewithshelley.com, and join us on YouTube. Take care.